Good morning, children. Now, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. Of course, after every weekend, I keep telling you that I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. And well, I hope you, because last time when I asked a few, they hadn't read the chapter. Children, since last year, none of you attended school or did anything. At least the least you could do was to read. But many of you, I think, are not reading or sending me the work. But whatever it is, children, I think it's high time that you started becoming serious. I mean, I'm saying repeating again and again, but it doesn't have any effect on some people. There is no response from most of you. I just don't understand what is the problem. Anyway, as you know, we were doing English literature today, and the name of the lesson is the first lesson, that is Going on an Adventure, chapter 1. Now the thing is, we were talking about this, I mean, like many of you would think that he was a little mad, but he wasn't mad actually. He was, you know, about a person, a gentleman. He was a real gentleman. He would just, you know, his habit was reading and reading and reading. He would not talk to people. He would sometimes forget to eat and all. And then his ambition was that he should go out into the world and help people like a knight. Like I told you before, knights are warriors who were given the rank of noblemen in the Middle Ages. They were called knights. Like just now you have army, navy, air force fighting for a country. That is, you didn't have all this. You just had these people who would go out and fight face to face with their enemy. Like in the picture you can see in page 12, you can see this person. He's got a mustache and he's wearing an armor, a very old armor. Knights used to, when they used to fight, like nowadays they have this bulletproof jackets and guns and things and all. But those days they didn't have all this. Like now you have armored tanks, you know, a lot of modern machinery and equipment rather to fight against the army. So anyway, they used to have this steel sort of a metal sort of a full armor from the legs to the top of your head. And of course you can see in the picture he's got a long sort of a lance or a sword. So now we come to page 13. I hope you have found out the meanings. Many of you have sent me the meanings, but many of you as usual haven't sent the meanings. Now here we are reading page 13, children. Please open your readers. So he began at once to get ready for his great undertaking. Now he started getting ready. Undertaking. What is undertaking? An important or difficult task. Task, any work. Important, something very important or difficult. He said, now I am going to fight with, the enemy. Like from his store, he took out, he fished rusty full of rust. Like a nail, if you see a new nail and an old nail, you find out a broken helmet and a crooked lance, and now he started thinking. He thought that if he could find a good name, now he wanted a name also, he wanted to change his name. He would feel like riding out and beginning his adventure at once. For what else would he need? Every knight has the right to put dawn at the beginning of his name. Now his name must have been Quixote. Like I said, X was silent. His name must have been Quixote, but they put dawn. Like now when you, like in pictures and all, you've seen the dawn. Dawn means like a very, famous, ruthless, a guy who can organize everything. So every knight has the right to put dawn at the beginning of his name. For that is a title of honor and respect. Those days, if you said dawn so and so, dawn this, dawn that, it was like, something with respect and all like that. But nowadays, you see in movies and all, the dawns are supposed to be not very good people. They are supposed to be very evil, doing all evil things. Now I said, call myself Don, 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 something. But what shall it be? So he's thinking, what shall it be? He studied this question for 8 days. Can you believe it? He went over it and over it and over it for 8 days. And one day only you can't concentrate. Then a happy thought came to his mind. Then he thought, okay, I will call myself Don Quixote. What he said, I will call myself Don Quixote. And since my home is in the district of La Mancha, now like this, you know this district, Kalimpong, Darjeeling, like that. So the name of his district was La Mancha. I shall be known throughout the world. Then he said, I'm going to be known throughout the world as Don Quixote de La Mancha. So he said, I will be known as Don Quixote de La Mancha. What is more noble than that? What title can be more honorable? Like he said, my God, honorable is something really great, you know. So, like before, like I didn't tell you, but Don, like Don actually means, you know, what does Don mean? Don is actually like, Don means like how we say sir. But nowadays, of course, sir. Have you understood? So he said, I will call myself Don Quixote de la Mancha. Don Quixote from the place he was, that was de la Mancha. What more is, what can be more noble than that? What title can be more honorable? So, next, Don Quixote looked for a squire. Now, what is a squire? A squire is an assistant to a knight. What is a squire? How do you pronounce it? S-Q-U-I-R. It is like an assistant. Assistant. Have you understood? A squire is like an assistant. And so he said, can you see the picture 13? You can see a little fat short man, like I think that's a donkey, and then you see Don Quixote on a horse. And then, like, you know, a knight always had an assistant. Like now also in schools you have somebody, then you have the secretary, like that. Soon he met a plump means fat, and a very friendly man by the name of Sancho Panza. What was the name of the assistant? Sancho Panza, who agreed to be his squire. He said, okay, I'll be your assistant. Have you understood? Then after weeks of labor, hard work and study, Don Quixote de la Mancha at length felt himself prepared to ride forth into the world. Then after, like, he studied, like as it is, he always read. He read a lot of books and found out a lot of things. So then after many, weeks of labor means hard work, he decided that he wanted to go forth into the world and seek adventure to find, you know, to find out something exciting, so that, you know, because he wants to become a knight. Don Quixote rode his old horse, which he grandly called Rocinante. What is the name of the horse? Rocinante. So like you give your name to the dogs and to that. It's the same way over here. His horse was called Rocinante. And Sancho Panza followed on his grey mule. Now mule. Now there's a difference between a horse. Horse is a thing, but a mule and a mule. And like as you can see in the picture, can you see in the picture? Sancho Panza on a mule like a donkey, and of course Don Quixote like a knight with a sword on a horse. Grandly, he called his horse Rocinante, and Sancho Panza followed on his grey mule, and the name of the mule was Dapper. One morning, as they were riding along a highway, you know, you know, the highway goes via Teesta and all. From a small village to a larger one, they saw a horseman coming slowly towards them. You know, they're going this side, like when you go down to Teesta, you are going down in a car, there are other cars coming up. So same way he was going on his horse, and he saw another horse coming up, horseman rather. "See there," cried Don Quixote, "now I shall have an adventure that will bring glory to my name." He said, now somebody is coming, like, you know, he's going to be saying that I am going to have an adventure. What do you think so? Why do you think so? Asked Sancho said, why? Just because somebody is coming on a horse, why do you think that you're going to have an adventure? Do you not see that horseman? Answered Don Quixote. He wears something on his head and that glitters like gold, shines like gold. If I mistake not, he is knight, and it is Mandrino's helmet that he wears. Now he said, don't you see he is wearing a helmet on his head, and it is Mandrino's helmet. Now who is Mandrino? Mandrino was a fictional, just, you know, like you make up stories and you have these names. So it was not a real king, but it was just like he was like Mandrino, this king was mentioned in the stories. Like nowadays also we have many, you know, you have these heroes like what you call that, Iron Man, and I mean all Transformer and all these. So he was like a hero. Have you understood? Now children, we have done this lesson completed. Any problems, please let me know. Today I will send you some words of which you will make sentences. Now in sentences there is another problem also here. So many times I have told you when you make a sentence, please the line is here, number 1, write the word after a gap, put a dash, write the sentence like this and underline the word in the sentence. And leave a line after every sentence, and then you will send me these sentences and read the chapter. Have you understood, children? So now that much for today. Even I am doing short lessons, but still you will have to read the chapter and send me the sentences. Good morning and thank you, and stay safe.